What's up everybody, it's Joe from JLDB Games, coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster with our park here. So, last couple episodes we've really been working on and focusing on the dark ride, which I do a little bit here at this point, but I did want to move on to something else for a bit, even after working on this for a while, and we will finish this. I actually do enclose this building, the building part of it, and I'm going to be adding the scenery and stuff later on the inside, so we'll get around to that when we get around to that. I mainly just wanted to move on to get to, that way the episodes aren't too boring with the same exact thing over and over and over, working on the same thing over and over and over. In this episode we actually do get to the next roller coaster. I'm actually really excited for this one, and I had this idea for a while now, and decided to actually go ahead and go through with it. So I don't really develop the area of the coaster yet. I actually don't even finish the layout actually in this episode, so that's something to look forward to as well, to see how that finishes out. And I'm very excited to see how this will turn out. So, again, I decided to go ahead and enclose this building to make it look a little bit more finished, but just for now, until, I get into more of the theming of it and stuff like that. It shouldn't be too hard to get inside the buildings themselves and place stuff, at least that's what I'm saying, and hopefully that will be the case at the end, so we'll see how that turns out. But overall, this dark ride is starting to shape up really well, and I'm actually enjoying how it's turning out. The outdoor part, the indoor part will be cool once we get the theming aspect down of it, and we'll see exactly how it turns out in the end. So, we'll go with the theme, probably what I came up with in the last episode, in, type of jungly forest type theme, which will be kind of a neat theme for it, I think, and serve it quite well overall. And then, of course, you have the cave aspect of it as well, which will be which is kind of like the finale part of the ride itself. So, as you can tell. But, yeah, that area is starting to shape up. And I was deciding whether or not I wanted to make a pathway that goes around it. And I decided to go ahead and do that. I thought it'd be a really cool observation area to be by the outdoor part if you weren't riding. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to put like a little bit of a plaza type feel like right here in this spot. It looked like it was just begging for that part right there. So that's what I went with, and this pathway will go all the way around and just connect with each other and serve this ride really well. So it's great to look at, the guests can watch it, and everyone can just have a good time watching it. And we'll see what I put on this pathway in the end, so we'll see how that turns out. This main street is also turning out to be quite the main street, so I can't wait to get more into detail with this main street as well, as I add kind of this outline for this next building. I wanted to make something else as well to add to this main street to at least make some progress on it as well. So I wanted to make sure this building was something I haven't really done before, and that's kind of the paneled walls and such like that, to make it look really cool. So, and then I decided to put an actual stall in here to make it a nice little food stall and restaurant, Chief Beef. Yeah, so that's how that turns out, and it looks a lot more modern than the rest of what I've done, and I thought I'd switch it up a little bit with some different building parts for this building as well. So that's for that part of the main street. I'm not sure exactly how far this main street will go down. Hopefully not too long, or too far away, but yeah. So then I was like, well, let's go ahead and put a flat ride back in. And I decided to go with Rocktopus since I took it out earlier in the spot it was going to go. And thought I'd redo it here to give it back to where it was supposed to be in originally. So yeah, the Rocktopus, and I don't think I put this in the last park. I actually did not, so that's interesting enough. It doesn't need that much of a queue since it is kind of a smaller ride for the park, so it's not going to get a whole lot of business as much as the roller coasters in the park, obviously. And yeah, so a little bit of decorating over here by the ride to make it pop out just a little bit better for the people out there. And Rocktopus right over the sign there. Just complements the dark ride as well. It's just for viewing aspects as well. So here we get into the next coaster, and this I actually selected the launch coaster, and look at this, I selected it twice and lined them up perfectly with each other, right next to each other. Why? Because I am going to be creating a dual launched coaster, 2 tracks that actually race each other on a launched track. And I thought this would be a really good addition for this park, and have a red side and a blue side, because it's always red versus blue. I can't have it any other way. So I thought this would be a kind of a cool addition. I've never actually really tried a dueling coaster before, like in the history ever. Of playing games, or these types of games, I've never actually done it. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to do it for once, and I think it actually turns out to be really cool. And it actually, the appearing, the way they line up together or ride next to each other actually turned out way amazing than I thought. I originally had this idea of them both going to opposite directions, and I actually canned that idea and decided to keep them both tight together to have a little bit more of near miss elements. And this blue part, or the blue track going through the red track to the other side, I really liked that element that I put in there. I thought it was really cool on the first drop, and they sync up magically. Like, they're very well synced up, and you won't be seeing it here obviously, but they are very synced up and just beautiful, and I'm very impressed by it. So that's this dual coaster is just it's just really cool. I'm actually very excited to see what the final product turns out for this ride as well. And I guess we could count this as 2 coasters, because that you will get different experiences on both ones. They're just next to each other. So at this point, this gets us to 2, 3, 4 roller coasters in the park right now, and I'm thinking about adding one more to the park before we are done. I don't actually even get this layout finished in this episode. I get most of it done, but not all of it. So I thought it'd be cool to have the tracks kind of twisting and turning around each other and twirling around each other. It'd be really cool. There's not going to be any inversions on this coaster. It's going to be really more for airtime more than anything. You're going to be at high speeds going through this part, and I actually will probably speed up the launch so it goes through these parts a little bit quicker. There's going to be a lot of airtime hills everywhere, and this dual coaster is going to be really just for airtime and high speeds, and that's what I really wanted to go for in this dueling coaster. I thought it'd be really cool, and I think I'm going to have a nice observation part on the launch section. I think that'll be really cool to have once we get to that part. But for right now, I really wanted to focus on the layout of this ride, and it's really turned out. It turns out really nice. I did do some testing on it, and it's turning out to be a very cool addition, and I can't wait till this is finished. Like, it's gonna be a really cool area, and it's actually probably my favorite part, or favorite idea that I had for this park so far. And yeah, so it just twirls and lots of airtime, and it's really not much to say about this coaster, except that it's going to be really fast and lots of airtime. And again, I don't even finish the layout because I'm working with 2 coasters here in the end. So there's a couple things I wanted to do with them that I haven't got to yet, and hopefully I can get into the layout. but we'll see how that works out. And then I'm really excited to see what I'm going to do for scenery wise. I think it'll be really, really cool. And I want to add some really cool like helixes as well. As you can see, I do kind of add somewhat of a helix here in the red section, and I wanted to do the same with the blue section in kind of a different way as well. And I actually get to that, and the ride is actually very smooth as well. I was very surprised of how smooth it actually does end up turning out. And that's what I really want to work on, is make sure that all these rides are really smooth and turn out really cool for the comfort of the guests, because you want to have a pretty smooth ride, you know, to make the ride enjoyable for guests of all ages. And that's the goal of these parks, is to make sure everyone can have fun together. And this blue part, it was kind of a little bit of a tricky piece that I wanted to put in to try and make sure that it went around the red part as best as possible. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure they're pretty synced up. At this point, I think one does get ahead of the other, so I'm going to have to make a longer spot for the red, because the red actually gets ahead of the blue quite a bit at this point. And I want to make sure they're pretty evenly matched through the entire ride. And hopefully you can actually set adjacent stations in the final game, like you could in like Roblox Tycoon 2 and stuff, which is really cool that you had the option to do that in such early games, in those developments. So that's actually very impressive for her games back then. And I'm sure we'll be able to do that in the future in these games, because this game has so much potential, and I'm sure that Frontier is working super hard to get all the features possible in this. So we're getting towards the end of where I do end up laying off here, because I was like, what do I want to do? I was thinking about getting to finishing out, and I didn't want the ride to be too short, because at this point it seemed like it was going to be pretty short if I was just going to end it in the break runs here at the end. But I do get the blue a little far ahead. I think I actually do end the layout pretty much here. So but let me guys know what you think of this Duel coaster. Do you like the idea? Do you like the idea? Like, just do you like the idea? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please sure to like, and make sure you have a great day and even cooler tomorrow. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.